welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shit Scrapper. So today I am back with a 2-page layout using the October premium kit from Not Just for Boys Kit Club called Bliss. And when I first initially saw the stamp set in this kit, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I actually sketched out a layout and it's been sitting on my desk waiting for the kit. And so what I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to make a diagonal design using some mixed media. So I just took my Distress Oxide, and I think it was called Chip Sapphire, if I remember correctly. I have quite a few of the darker blues that are similar. But then I also wanted to use the stamp set, and I used the same color as I did the mixed media. With the mixed media, I did kind of a packaging technique. I had seen another YouTube scrapper actually use like a package, I guess, instead of just a piece of plastic, and you could kind of tell I had stuck my hand in it and kind of used it that way. I was hoping that it would look more like a watercolor look. I'm still trying to kind of get that look using the packaging technique, I guess. And so practice makes perfect. I will get there at some point. But with the stamp set, I went ahead and just placed the circles kind of along that diagonal. And then the stamp set also had some phrases. And so at first I thought I would use a gray, but that unfortunately didn't show up very well on the blue mixed media, and so I end up using the black soot color, and I'm just going through and adding the phrases to these circles. And I'm using these fall family photos for the 2-page layout. I did realize though that I kind of was one short, I guess, with the phrases, and so I actually go back into my stash, maybe not right now, but last month, so September's kit, I believe it was, had a bunch of fall phrases as well. And so I do end up going into my stash to get that stamp set out of that kit. But I am going to border this layout using this really fun kind of navy blue paper. I thought that just really went well together. And then I am, as you can see, I keep putting the photo on there. I am going to have the photo kind of at a diagonal there, and really honing in on the blue colors of this layout, or of this kit. And so you can see the other 2 papers to the left there. I am going to use, I added on the cardstock for this kit, and so I am just going to use that. I did not double back it because the background paper of the layout is called Vanilla, so it's really more of an off-white, and I didn't have enough to back this photo or double back it. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to layer the photo, or the papers, the blue papers here, kind of behind the photo. I end up actually covering up that B that I had stamped on there, but I am going to kind of fix that. And so I have those 2 layers and kind of wanted a third, and so I just cut a longer strip of the bordered paper, and I'm going to kind of place that in between those. I'm going to glue those down, and really the base of this layout now is complete, and after this I get to go on to embellishing, which I absolutely love. And this kit had some great embellishments included in it. I do go back with the B and stamp it kind of next to that blue paper there, and this might be where I go get, I don't know if I'm going to do some more circles. So I kind of wanted some around the outside of the page as well. And one thing I learned doing another layout here recently, I don't want obviously that stamp to be on my papers or on my photo, so I just cover it up, and so the stamp kind of ends, I guess, exactly where I want it. And I am going to apologize. My computer keeps, as I do these voiceovers, apparently I talk too much or something because it keeps, the fan turns on. So I apologize if you can hear that in the background. So the kit came with this cut apart paper, but also a 12 by 12 chipboard or cardboard sticker sheet. And so I grabbed that circle, which I thought was perfect because I have the circles along, the background, and it says live your best life. So that's kind of going to be my title there. And then I am going to fussy cut the camera and a bird. Usually I wouldn't include any birds, but I thought this was really cute and it was an easy fussy cut. And so I'm going to kind of place that in the top cluster. I'm going to pop him up on some foam tape and kind of add him there, and then make the camera into a cluster as well. The kit came with these really pretty leaves, and this dreamer, this wood dreamer piece was an add-on, but I absolutely love the dark wood, and then the rainbows that came with it just matched the kit perfectly. So these are those really cute leaves that came in the kit. So I'm just going to tuck some in to the clusters. I just used some tape, and as far as I know, I haven't really gone back to look at the layout, but as far as I know, the tape worked well with the not feathers, that was last month, the leaves. They also had these really pretty dark wood buttons, and because I used that dark wood dreamer, I wanted to include that wood color in a couple of the other clusters. So I did tuck a couple of the buttons in the clusters, and I think, this is where I go get that fall stamp set from September. So I go back and get that so I can stamp that kind of circle to the right there, and I just chose the word memories, and I think that is actually going to pretty much finish off page 1 of the layout. I do come back and add something to incorporate some of the papers. So I page 2, I didn't really have an idea what I wanted to do. I had sketched out page 1, and that was about it, to be honest. So page 2, I kind of just grabbed my scraps and really like the backside of that blue bordered paper, but didn't have any of that paper on page 1. And so I decided to kind of rip the layout in a couple of places just to kind of peek that paper in. Very subtle, but I like the way that it looks, and it just incorporates that paper just a little bit into page 2, because that paper is going to be a big part of page 2. So after I kind of incorporated that, I am going to use what is left of that kind of dot paper, and then really just take my scraps and layer the layout. So this is the back side of that big paper, is the back side of the cut apart, and you could see that corner that I had cut apart. So what I decided to do is actually bring the kind of multicolored dot paper all the way down to the corner so that you couldn't tell, that I cut part of it out. And then I kind of use that as my base to kind of layer the rest of them. I don't have anything glued down, but what you kind of saw is where it's going to be placed. This is the cut file that came with the kit, and I didn't really think I was going to use this back of like the chipped paint paper, but I thought it looked really pretty as a leaf, so I am going to use that and back one of the leaves in the cut file with that paper. But then the other one I'm actually going to make into a shaker pocket. I bought a 6x6 paper, I got pad of acetate paper from Michael's, and this is actually a scrap piece that worked really well. It was the right size, so I used that, traced that out, and cut that. I then glue that down as like my front of the I glue it down on the back side, but that's kind of gonna be my barrier, I guess, for the sequins. I'm not gonna lie, I am newer to the shaker pockets and still learning, so this one was quite messy. And I guess I kind of need to figure out how to give it enough space in between the layers, I guess, to include the sequins, because when I add the sequins, you'll be able to see that they start coming out the other end, and maybe I just need to be more patient and let it dry first. So if you have any tips on shaker pockets, I would appreciate those tips. So comment down below if you kind of are a master of shaker pockets, I guess, and can help a scrappy sister out. So I decided to use that light blue paper for the kind of background. So here's where I'm going to glue that down on like 3/4 of the cut file. And then I did add on the sequins for the kit because I knew I kind of wanted to make a shaker, and this is where I really struggle. So the glue was not dry yet, and I don't know if I just put too many sequins in, but you can see them falling out. I really kind of had to re-glue kind of every edge, I guess. So it was kind of a struggle. It ends up working. At least I have it placed down. Whether or not there's going to be random sequins in my page protector, I will never know, I guess. But I'm going to now glue down the rest of, or I guess the base page, and let the shaker pocket, the cut file, kind of dry. So I just had to line that up and then kind of just place my layers where I think I want them. Unfortunately, I ran out of glue on my pink ATG gun, and then I ran out of glue on my spare tape runner, or tape, I guess, not glue, tape. So here I am going to replace my ATG gun. I accidentally, at first, kind of had the tape going the wrong way. I don't know, I did struggle big time when I first got the ATG gun. But I have it kind of figured out now. If that is something you struggle on and would like me to kind of do a tutorial on, leave a comment down below and I will try to kind of explain how to do that in a separate video. And so here I had enough actually of the light blue paper to back both photos, so I was kind of happy with that, and I am going to stagger them as you see here. Once I kind of let it dry a little bit, I did have to go back and trim, you know, the excess on the cut file. I kind of just, I trace it, but then don't kind of make sure it's perfect until the end, I guess, when it's dry, and then I just have little bits that I need to go back and kind of trim. And luckily from here you can't really see how messy my shaker pocket is. I don't know. I'm hoping it's better now that the glue has kind of dried. I really should go look at this layout again. Make sure it's not falling apart on me. So I kind of placed the cut file where I wanted it and tucked the photos in then after, I guess, and really like the way that they are kind of staggered like that. And then go ahead and start embellishing this layout. I am going to apologize, this was a very long video, but lots of different, I guess, mixed media, the cut files, just lots going on in this video. I wanted to add something to the cut file, and so I added 2 of the leaves and then 1 of the wood buttons there for kind of a cluster. I am going to use the cut file kind of as a piece of my triangular embellishing, and the other 2 are going to kind of be on the top and then the bottom of the photos here, kind of where they overlap. The cardboard sticker sheet had these really cute tags and flags, I guess, and it had a bird, and so I wanted to incorporate the bird somewhere else as well, just so there wasn't just one random bird. So I just like the way that that kind of incorporates the 2 pages as well. And then at the top there was I think it's a feather. it's a feather actually, now that I look at it. I think I thought it matched the leaves there that came with the kit, but that is kind of going to be the clusters on page 2. And then I think we're just going to finish it up. I didn't have, oh, I forgot. I wanted to incorporate a couple of the circles on page 2 as well. So I did kind of go through and add them to one to the top and one to the bottom. And then I actually used the stamp set from September and add a couple of phrases from there as well. So just, there's so many different ways to incorporate, I guess, a 2-page layout. 1 is papers, 2 would be embellishments, kind of a third, I guess, would be having the paper kind of go across the entire page. Just so many ways, I guess, for a 2-page layout. And then one other thing here, so I didn't have any of that border paper on page 2, and it was kind of bothering me. I like to kind of have the same papers on both layouts. So what I did is I just ripped a little bit at the top there and tucked that in underneath. That also incorporated kind of that ripped look on both pages as well. But here are some close-ups. Again, I'm sorry for such a long video. There was just a lot going on in this layout. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.